Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Farming Simulator 22, and we're doing another modded lineup. This time, it's probably the most impressive and comprehensive one yet. We're doing the International Harvester lineup, and now this is before Case buys International Harvester in 1985, so this is your 1980 to 1984 lineup. Now, to clarify, because I know International Harvester fanboys like to get their details very specifically, I'm not saying that all of these tractors came out in that time period. I'm saying if you were farming from 80 to 84/85, and you were a farm that used International Harvester tractors, these are probably the most likely new models that you would have on the farm. So we have basically three different series of tractors here. We've got the 86 series, which is a little bit older, the 88 series, and then all of the 2+2s. That's our lineup here, so it's very, very comprehensive. But before we dive into the specific models and take a look at these mods, I just want to say I have a real-life farming channel that I will have linked in the description and also in a pinned comment. If you like agriculture, you want to see more of that in real life, and you enjoy watching real-life farming, please go ahead and check out that channel, and if you like it, subscribe. I think it's pretty fun. I think the content on there is fairly entertaining, and I enjoy making it. So that's all for that. As for these tractors, if you want to get your hands on any of these, I will have all of the mods linked in the description. This is actually a pretty good lineup here, and it's only 4 mods to get all of these pieces of equipment, and they all run pretty great, and I think that the detail done on these mods is some of the best I've ever seen for Farming Sim 22. So let's just dive on in and take a look at them. So we'll go through the lineup straight from the smallest all the way up to the biggest one, and then I'll take a look at the mod options. So we've got our 786, our 886, our Hydro 186, the 986, the 5088, the 3388 2+2, a 1086, a 5288, a 1486, a 3588 2+2, and a 6388 2+2. Those are all the medium-ish class ones, and then in our back row we've got our bigger ones. Starting at the smallest of the large end, we have the 1586, the 3788, the 6588, the 5488, the 6788, the 7288, and our big horse for the International Harvester lineup, the 7488. And just for fun, I also included the International Harvester Axial Flow Combine mod, because, according to many, many people, it's the best thing that International Harvester ever made. Apparently, their Axial Flow Combines were just phenomenally good combines. So, I figured I'd include that as well. Fun fact, if you want to keep it a little bit more streamlined and just into the 80s style tractors, you don't need the 86 mod. I have it in here because I like having the variety, and I also like, being able to spruce it up so you've got more of a varied selection on your farm, because you can run some 86s, some 88s, and some 2+2s. You could easily make it work with just the 88s and the 2+2s. This is the smallest 88, but it still gives you plenty of an offering because Farming Sim 22 doesn't actually have a whole lot of equipment where you need small horsepower tractors. But anyway, that is our entire lineup. Now let's take a look at these mod options. So none of them exist in the large tractor range. I couldn't find any 4x4 articulated, like traditionally articulated International Harvesters. I know at some point they bought or got a controlling share in Steiger and started making red Steigers called the 9100 series, I believe. I don't know if that was before or after. I believe it was after Case bought International Harvester, so that would be why they're not included in here. All of the rest of them you'll find in the small and medium tractors. So in the small tractor range, we've got our 30 2+2 series, our 60 2+2 series, the International 786, the International 886, and the International 986. So just take a look at them one at a time. Our 786 is 80 horsepower. It's the smallest tractor we have with all these mods. Then we have our 886, which is 91 horsepower, and our 986, which is 106 horsepower. Now, all of the 86 series have the same options in this mod, so we'll just go through them here on the 986. You have a choice of a auxiliary fuel tank, which you can see just adds more of a fuel tank down below, so that's a yes or no. You get 3 engine setup choices, so there's the 986 from 76 to 79. Then we have the red power option, so you can see we get a little badge and it's all red. And then we get the 1980 through 81 option. That's the one I chose since I decided that this video was going to be a 80s version. But yeah, so those are our 3 engine setup options. You've got some wheel options, so Continental, Goodyear, Firestone. Those are the 3 that we've got, and we have a lot of wheel setup options. So 2-wheel drive single row crops, 2-wheel drive row crop dual hubs, so you can see that adds the hub on the outside. Then we get the 2-wheel drive row crop duals, 2-wheel drive row crop plowing, so it's got the 2 on one side. Two-wheel drive row crop 200-pound wheel weights, so you can see it just adds a wheel weight in. And then we get 400-pound wheel weights. Then we get wide singles, so they're just spaced out on the inside. They have the spacers to put the outer wheels out further. Then we get wide hubs, wide duals, wide plow duals, so again, just 2 on the one side. Wide 200 pounds, wide 400 pounds. And then we move into front wheel assist. They're calling it 4-wheel drive, but it's front wheel assist. Single row crops, row crop dual hubs, row crop duals, row crop plow duals, so again, 2 on one side. Row crop 200-pound wheel weights, row crop 400-pound wheel weights, 4-wheel drive or front wheel assist, single row crops 2, dual hubs, row crop duals 2, duals 2, 200, 400, and then back to 2-wheel drive. So lots of wheel setup options for the 86 mod. Then we get a interior package, so you can choose the standard package, so you'll see it's black. We get the burgundy package with the red seat, the Western Deluxe, which has that yellowish seat. Those are our 3 options for interior packages. For exhaust, we can do factory exhaust, the long sweeped curved exhaust, the chrome curved exhaust, or the black curved sweep. Then back to factory. Our station, we get several options. We have open station, 4-post canopy, control center, and this is the stock factory option for a cab on the 86 series with the white, or we can do a control center with aftermarket red cab. So it makes it look a little bit more modern. But those are our operator station options. Then we have a tachometer, analog or digital data center, so it just makes it look slightly more advanced. You can see it right there. Then we have additional lights that we can put on. Rear attachments, we can do nothing, top drawbar link, third SCV, or top drawbar link and third SCV. So I like giving them all the options. Weights, for the front, we can do nothing. Old weight bracket, old weight 700, old weight 1100, new bracket, new weight 900, or new weight 1300, or new weight auxiliary, and then we just start adding on more weights. So you can get quite a bit of weight on the front if you do that one. That's 2180. That's a lot of weight. Then we get control center add-ons, nothing, or door grips. That one's more noticeable if you have the cab. So I should probably pop the cab on. We'll pop the cab on, and then we'll look at these. So you can see we get the door grips, some Shoop mirrors, aftermarket mirrors, or Shoop mirrors and door grips, or aftermarket mirrors and door grips. So you can do quite a few options there. We have the wing turn signals off the back, so those are the nice wide wing turn signals. And then there's front loader options. So you can see that the 86 series, like I said, every single 86 series tractor that I have installed with this mod has all of those options. So you can really customize all of the 86 series tractors. Moving on from the 86 series, we've got the smaller 2+2 series. So we have the 30 and the 60. Each one of these has a couple different models. So here's the 3388, that's 130 horsepower. We have the 3588 with 150 horsepower. And then we have the 3788 with 170 horsepower. So those are the 3 models for the smallest 2+2 series. This one has a lot less customization. Basically, you've just got your wheel brand. So Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Verdstein, Midas, Nokian, BKT. Those are your options for tires. And then we get wheel setups. And there's quite a few of these. So we got standard, wheel weights 2, narrow tires plus weights, rear twin tires, wheels, or twin wheels on both. So those are your options there. And again, all of the 2+2s have pretty much the same options. The only thing that'll change is the colors. So when the 2+2, like the 3388s, they had these white roofs and red rims. All of the 3380 or all of these will have just those options. So that's it for the 30 series 2+2s. For the 60 series 2+2s, you can see with these ones, they had the red cab with the black stripe on the back and then the black rims. So we have the 6388, 150 horsepower, and the 6588 for 177 horsepower. The 6788 is the big one for this series at 200 horsepower. And these ones, again, same options, just a bunch of different tire brands, and then different wheel setups. So standard, wheel weights 2, narrow tires and weights, rear twin wheels, and twin wheels. So those are all of your options for the 60 2+2 series. Moving into the medium tractors, we've got a bunch more 86s. So you can see we have the International Hydro 186, that's 105 horsepower. The International 1086, that's 131 horsepower. The International 1486, which is 146 horsepower. And then the big 86 is our International 1586 with 162 horsepower. Again, all the same options that I showed you already. So we've got different engine setups, different tires, all the different wheel setups, different interiors, different exhaust, different cabs. So like I said, it's all the same stuff. So those are our 86s, the rest of them I should say. Then we get a couple more sections in here. We have the big 2+2 series and we have the 88 series, or what they're calling the 5000 series here. So here we've got the ones that are probably out of all the international tractors added in with these mods. I probably like the 88s the best. But we have the 5088, which has 119 horsepower. We have the 5288 with 141 horsepower. We have the 5488 with 185 horsepower, and that's our big horse for the 88 series. So for these, we also have less options. It's kind of like the 2+2s there. We've got the two-wheel drive option, two with rear duals, and then the second rear duals with just the narrower setup. Then we get all-wheel drive duals, or all-wheel drive duals too. So those are your tire options for the 88 series. Then you can do weights on the front, so you can go from none to bracket to half weights or full weights, and that's it. So you can have full weights on the front, and then you can get Demco mounts if you want. So if you want to have Demco mounts on your tractor, you can put them on the 88 series. But that is it for the 88s. Like I said, out of all the tractors that I added with these mods, these ones are probably my favorites, but that's just because in real life I like them the most. Then we move to the biggest for the 2+2 series, and the biggest just in general for this this conversion that we're doing here today. We have two of these, the 7288 and the 7488. So the 7288 is a 210 horsepower tractor, and the 7488 is 235, making it the biggest international harvester tractor that we've added in this pack. So for this one, it's the same thing. Wheels, that's basically all we get to change. So for my big horse, I got all four of them on there. But that is it for the tractors that I added in with these mods. I also added in, like I said, the Axial Flow Combine. So if we go into harvesters, we can check down and it adds a bunch of them. So we've got the 1420, the 1440, the 1460, and the 1480. I bought the 1480, figured go with the big hog. And for this, you have a couple different options. You have the 190 horsepower option, or you can go with the 210 horsepower option. I went with the bigger one. Grain bins, factory extensions, or the factory extensions with flaps, which is what I went with. A couple different wheel options for tires. For our wheel setup, we can do rear wheel assist, rice track with assist, or the standards. Then we have rotary air discharge screen, yes or no. We have axle width standard or wide stands. For the model date, you can actually do several. So you have the early ones from 77 to 79, 80 to 84, which is the one I chose because we're, like I said, going pre-case buyout. Or you can go for Case International. They have that one for 85 as well. So, like I said, I went with the pre-case buyout. Beater or chopper, you choose beater or chopper. Cleaning air shields, fan air inlet screen or none. Chaff spreader sides. So if we're looking at the back, we got no, and we got yes, just to direct your chaff. Grain loss monitor, yes or no. Rear weights, we have several options for the rear weights. You can see we got bracket, 800 pounds, 1800 pounds. So I went with 1800. And then for our pipe, you can do the standard pipe, or we can get an extension to get a 20-foot pipe. So pretty cool. I actually really enjoy having this in here because, you know, it's just fun to be able to use that. And we also get headers installed with that same mod. So if we go into the regular headers, you can see we get several different options for these, all added in with the mod. So you've got the 13-foot 810 pickup here, and then we get these 810s, which just have the standard bars on them. Those are the older ones. And then we get into the kind of more standard, what we'd expect now for more modern headers. And we can go with the 22.5 foot there. And then you have three options: spiked with reel end guard, or deluxe reel. And then we also get corn headers with the same mod. So you've got three. You've got the 843 to 943 corn head, the 863 to 963 corn head, and the 883 to 983 corn head. So that is all of the stuff that gets added in with the 4 mods that I've put in the description. And I think you'll agree that it's a pretty substantial lineup. Like I said, going from 80 horsepower with the 786 all the way up to 235 horsepower with our big 2+2 down on the end. As far as sounds, we can go through them. I will just show you a couple examples. Basically, you have one sound package for each one. So you get one sound package for the 86s, one for the 88s, and then one for the 2+2s. I've tested them all. They're all exactly the same. So if we just pop into our 986 here, and I'll show you what it sounds like. And then just a shot at the interior cab. You can see that this is something that will hold true for all of these tractors. These are very, very well done. You can see that the mod author put a lot of work into the details because they look phenomenal on the inside. And that's not all that surprising given the fact that it's probably done by some big international harvester fanboy, and they do like their details. So I'm impressed. I really like this, and like I said, every single thing that I'm going to be showing you in this video is the same. It's the same way. All of it is very well done. So you can see we've got all of our gauges, and they actually do stuff. I like that when we shift, like you can see everything moving. You can see the clutch being depressed. I love it. It works great. So all of this is very, very well done on the inside. I love the interior here. Next up, we have an 88. We could do any of them. I'll just pop in the 5288 here, and I'll let you hear the sound for this one. So, sounds pretty good. Look at the interior. Again, like I said, extremely well detailed. The sitting position is a little bit weird because it has us like behind the seat, but I guess these cabs were a little snug. We have all of our controls over on the side. Again, it's the same thing as before. Not as responsive as with the 86 where we could actually see like the clutch being pressed in and the levers being shifted, but we do get a tremendous amount of detail, and we can see up on the dash the digital display will change as your RPMs and everything change. So I like it. It's fun to drive, and like I said, the detail on these is extremely good. And now, like I said, that's two of the ones, so the 86s and the 88s. Now we have the 2+2s. They're all the same, but just for fun, I'm going to obviously hop in the big horse. We're going to go in the 7488. Sounds nice and deep and rumbly. So you get that slightly different articulated steering that the 2+2s had. It's actually very different. If you get used to driving the more standard behind the cab articulated tractors, the 2+2s feel different. You expect them to turn like a regular articulated tractor, but they don't. And honestly, once you get used to it, way easier to drive with these ones, but it is a little bit different. So take you a peek at the interior. Again, we've got a ton of detail in here. You can see, you can read everything. That's one of the things that a lot of times with these tractors that I'll show you, they'll have some detail, but it'll be kind of nondescript. You can straight up look at it like you're actually sitting in it. Like, that's how detailed it is. Again, we get stuff that actually changes while we're going. So we get our digital display. We also get our shift lever switching out. I don't want to crash it, but definitely fun to use these in the mod. It's also a little bit different because, like I said, when you're turning with these things and it all happens in front of the cab, it's just a bit disorienting. But fun to use, and obviously they sound great and they look great. These were extremely well done. So that is our big horse for the International Harvester mod. Now let's take a peek at our Axial Flow Combine, just because why not? So sounds on this one sounds a lot like the old combines. We can fold out. So we got our header. We can fold that out. Whoopsie. Drop down inside. Lower our header. Turn it on. Take a peek at it inside. Again, I like how they did this. Now, this is just like, old combines had way worse visibility than new combines do, and this is a great way of showing you that because, look, I mean, a couple things. It's so cramped inside here. The wheel is right on top of you. You don't get a buddy seat. You've got, your controls aren't as ergonomic because they're spread out. You've got some over there. You've got a bunch over here. No monitors or anything. Definitely old school, but pretty cool. And again, you can see, so there's our throttle being pushed forward as we speed up. Pretty loud, but again, realistic for the actual International Axial Flow Harvesters. But yeah, that is the end of our lineup here. And like I said, I like all of the videos that I've done in this series so far. Otherwise, I would not have done them. But this one was by far the easiest because of how comprehensive these mods are. So if you'd like to get yourself a full comprehensive lineup of pre-Case IH International tractors and combines into Farming Simulator 2022, I have the 4 mods that you'll need in the description of this video. I also have a link for, like I said, my real life farming channel, which I definitely recommend checking out. But that is all for today. Thanks a ton for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.